Hey, what's up, fellas? I'm Malicious Female Fan Steve Malicious here, back with the Palm Treo 700p. I had my unboxing about a month and a half ago. I told you I'd get back to you when I was able to get the device activated. I have been using it for the last 6 weeks, so here's the update there. Before we start that, though, thank you so much to all the new subscribers. Just touching 3,600. If you've been loving all the videos, all the technology, both new and old, go ahead and give that subscribe button a tussle. It certainly means a lot to me. Stay tuned to the end of the video, because I'm going to have some fashion tips for the summer for your Palm Treo 700p. So, people at Red Mobile were nice enough to work with me on this, get it activated. I've heard stories that people were able to get them activated on Twigby as well. Sprint, to their credit, spent a lot of time with me. Their engineers over there trying to engineer. I mean, it probably was the engineering department trying to get this old Dowager online. And they worked with me. T-Mobile couldn't be bothered. T-Mobile couldn't be bothered, by the way. But Sprint tried to get a provision for data, couldn't do it. Red Pocket Mobile, I gave them the ESN number, no SIM cards, and they do it over the air provisioning. They were able to get it voice and text, but no data, which is fine. But if you had an experience where you're able to get one of these provision for data, please let me know in the comments section below. All right, let's talk about build quality. 2007. You're not getting glass designs and all the rest of it. You're getting plastic, but high quality plastic, nice feel in the hand, nice weight overall. And I think a nice aesthetic to the device, but you got to purposely got the one with the antenna because I think that just looks really cool. So let's take a walk around the device real quick while we're here. Up top, IR port, SD card, which was quite nice. You don't even get expandable memory on some of the phones of today. You got the silent and the sound button, so you could just slide, if you're going into a meeting, slide that over to silent, have no issue whatsoever. On the side, volume up and down, and also the confirm button for your volume up and down, which I think is quite cool. On the bottom, you've got the 2.5 millimeter headphone jack, which was always fun. Data port, proprietary charge port, which if you remember that was always a good time before there were standards for that. You'd walk out of there, you get your phone every 2 or 3 years, which was the saving grace. You didn't have to do this that often, but you'd have to get your car charger and your travel charger and an extra home charger. You were going nuts with that, but it was a good time. And you got your microphone. Nothing on the right side of the device. On the back, stylus, 1.3 megapixel camera, which is fun. Removable back for the battery, 1800 milliamp hours. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Speaker for the speakerphone, which works quite well. And my favorite feature, and we had it on the BlackBerry Pearl 8130, when you wanted to go take a selfie, the selfie mirror. You could just barely, it's like the head of a pin. You could try to locate your face and take a selfie on there, which was a lot of fun. So, let's go around to the front and the main attraction. Oh, Banana Cat, by the way, helping us out today. The main attraction, that keyboard. And when I first saw them back in the day, I always had concerns that keyboard was going to be way too small to type on. But having typed on it for the last 6 weeks and used it, I can tell you, it's a nice experience. The spacing is perfect, and I love that the keys are raised. Not enough keyboard devices did this with nice raising on the keyboard, tactile feel on them, good positive click, but between the raised and the spacing, I'm able to thumb type. I don't even have the tip of the fingernail type. I could thumb type on this quickly and accurately, and it's an overall great experience. So you can see it provisioning there, so let's go ahead and cancel that and get to the home screen. But it was a great experience. I love the tool row here. You got home, mail, your navigation button there. You got the calendar, and then you've got phone. And then you've got, of course, answer and end, and the power button, which doesn't do much other than shut off the radios. Because the power is so good on this phone, and the battery life is phenomenal, you could sit there and actually just turn off the radio, and then have the rest of the stuff used as a PDA if you're going on a plane or something like that. Call quality was good. Listen, it's not HD voice. You're dealing with a 1X network, but that's no fault of the phone. Sounds great. If you got a signal for 1X, it's a good overall experience. Texting worked fine. You're not MMS. No, you can't do it. You're not going to be texting pictures to your friends, but on this phone, there's not a lot of pictures that you'd be proud of sending on this particular device. We'll show one in a moment. Just get back to the keyboard quickly, though. Look at that. Look at how bright that is. I don't know if that shows up, but it's nice, bright, clear white. You could see it. A lot of these backlights back in the day, it was basically like a lightning bug, maybe just came near the screen, the display, the keyboard, where you could just barely maybe see a dim glow of light. This one is nice and bright, and you should see, you don't even need a dimmer on it or whatever. It's just max brightness, and you can see it. It's quite nice. Palm OS 5.4. I know a lot of people prefer Windows Mobile. Yeah, you're losing some multitasking stuff with Palm OS. Yeah, sure. But you get so much more in return, I think. Battery life being the first one. Instant on and off. There's no lag to this device. When I went back and used that the Motorola Q, there was a ton of lag. Nothing with this. Snappy as could be. And the great part, and listen, I understand that it's still snappy in 2021, and part of that is the fact that the last time software was developed for it, this was top of the line. So there's nothing like it's extending the range of the hardware. But it's still nice to have something like this. And still works great as a PDA. You can handle calls on it. You can handle text. I love the calendar function. You go in there, you set appointments, you set meetings, you still got some functionality out of it. It's nice, easy to carry with you. No problem there. So much smaller than other devices. And Palm OS in general, with all the abandonware that you can now go online and get, you could sync this up with your Mac, which is always great to see support for the older Macs. Sync this up with your Windows PC. Take advantage of some of that abandonware. Some of it's interesting. Like you can see when you're going back for astronomy, you need a PhD in astrophysics to use those astronomy programs back in the day, if you remember. You had to know about your azimuths and your declinations, all the rest of it. But really, be honest with yourselves, okay? When we would download these apps as kids, or at least as me as a teenager, when you download the app like this, all you basically do is kind of play with the map like this. You know, la-la-la-la, and then you click on one. Oh, our own star. Of course, I knew that. And it's moving across the sky. It's fun. But they were fun to have. You know, we didn't have a crazy AR where you'd put it up against the sky and it'd do all the work for you. You had to work for it back in the day, which was quite nice. It was fun. But like I said, the calendar functions are great. You know, date stuff, this date mate here, I put in all the birthdays and holidays and stuff that I want to remember, and it gives me a reminder. Finance app is good. Google Maps, if you had data, it might work, but it was a little funky. We'll talk about the TomTom Navigator stuff in a moment with the GPS car kit. Games, those old games that you could play on here. There was this here it is, Neko Cat that I've been playing. Go ahead, feed the cat a fish, if you can see that. It goes ahead and wakes up, and it goes ahead and eats the fish. So that still works fine. There was a SimCity works great, just as slow as you remember. IRC, I'm sure, would work. There's no Wi-Fi on this. You're dealing with Bluetooth now. Starship was a program you just go around and tactical fire phasers at things and whatever you can do there. That's a lot of fun. But just all the apps that you remember could still be used on this, and that Palm interface that's so iconic that you could notice from anywhere. So let's talk about the camera, though. That 1.3 megapixels, and you can basically count every one of the pixels on the thing. This is Jean. I always give you the cat picture. This is no different. Not quite doing her justice there. The contrast, the saturation, a little off, but that's what you got back in the day for it. But overall, listen, I understand that we love these fancy devices, but while these networks are still running, I know everybody here, a lot of people here that watch my old BlackBerry videos, they love disconnect devices. If you don't need picture messaging and a bunch of emojis and stuff like that, you could get by with just calling and appointments and stuff like that on this. Would I recommend it as a main device? No, unless you understand that. It's a very simple device at this point, but a lot of fun to use, I gotta tell you. Okay, so here, with the BlackBerry, last year, I gave you the fashion tips. All right, fellas, you remember. Ladies, you guys know how to take care of your own fashion. You don't have to worry about it. You don't need tips from me. But, fellas, here you go. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go on eBay. All right? You're going to spend $30. You're going to pick up one of these. The TomTom Navigator. Right? And you can see what comes with it there. And that's a bunch of it. You're going to have the nice big arm. You're going to have the Bluetooth speaker functionality here. These still can be activated, by the way, on the TomTom website, which is crazy. And the maps on the SD card still work. So you're going to have the nice suction cup arm for your car. So when they see you coming and they look at the windshield, they're going to know you're cool. All right, just right away. Then what you're going to do is you need the collared shirt. Okay, because everybody's going to be vaccinated. Everybody's going to be going back to these parties you don't want to go to and barbecues and whatnot. You're going to be outside. So you're going to put the collared shirt on. All right, you're going to put your khakis, possibly jeans, but preferably khakis. You're going to tuck that shirt in, though. Because then you're going to go on Amazon or eBay, you're going to spend $7 on this, the clip case for it. And you're just going to slide that in right there, okay? And just have this hanging off your hip. And this is noticeable because this comes out quite a bit. So you're going to, and what's great about this is you put this on your belt and you can slide that back in. So you're going to be at the party, all right? You're going to be talking in one of those circles or whatever at the barbecue, and someone's going to be going on and on about Timmy making yellow belt or something. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this out of the thing. You're going to look at it. You're going to mumble something about interest rates and how there's too much free money sloshing about, and you're going to say, I'm sorry, I have to take this. And you're going to hit the call button and walk away. They're not going to know what you mean, and you're not going to know what you mean either, but the important part is that you're out of the conversation, and that's all that matters. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-alicious day.